Dear Elijah and Elena, the older you get, you will come to realize that Daddy will not allow for you to enjoy some things in the world that are secular, because I want to try my best, along with your mother, to preserve your innocence. Again, I will not allow you to partake of certain entertainment or certain things to try to preserve your innocence. The one thing I think a lot of us who grew up in the late 80s, 90s, early 2000s, with the growth of the internet, even television shows and things of that nature, would say is that we grew up a lot faster than our parents. I know my parents have said it before. And I think they try to do their best to shelter me. Now that's, now a lot of parents I think would say, it's a delicate balance. I almost said a gift and a curse to try to shelter your children, but I think that's the wrong way of saying it. I think I would say it's a delicate balance, because if you care about your children's lives and you care about their innocence, you don't want them to grow up too fast. Like, I don't want my children to know about, just graphic things in general that, most adults would know and have an understanding of until at least later in their teenage years. Now, you can't block them from everything, unfortunately, not in this day and age. If they get a hold to your phone, or you're letting them watch a video or something like that, it could easily have something else on the side that's related to it or whichever. And then, bam, they see something graphic. They're like, hey, Dad, what's this? I know when I was a child, like I said, this is I was born in 85, coming from the 90s there and the early 2000s when the internet was growing and all that kind of stuff. Now, this is before YouTube and all that kind of stuff, but you could get on the internet and stuff would pop up all over the place that was graphic. I remember, times before my dad was like, boy, how'd that pop up? And I'm like, I have no idea, I'm not like I was the same when I was a teenager. Sometimes I probably was touching stuff I shouldn't have been touching too, or clicking rather. But anyway, my point being is that I want my children, and I think most of us want our children to stay innocent, to try to, not have an idea of what certain adult things are about. And also that means sometimes not allowing them to go around certain family and friends. I know I had family members when I was younger that would allow me to watch certain things on TV, and see other things in general that I shouldn't have been allowed to see, but they thought they were trying to help me out grow up as a man or something to that effect. And sometimes you have to put people in their place. Like, listen, I know you think you know what you're doing, but that is my child. Okay. And I want my child to stay innocent for a while. I do want them to be sheltered. I don't think a child needs to see certain things at certain ages. There's sometimes I've seen little kids act out things they've seen on TV, or even kids that, do like twerking dances and stuff like that. I'm like, I know that may be cute to some people, but, we know where that stuff comes from. And I don't want my children mimicking that at an early age. I can't help what they'll do when I'm not around or when they're teenagers or playing with their other friends and stuff like that. But the goal is to maintain that innocence for as long as possible. And I want them to enjoy themselves being children and realizing that adult things are for adults. It's like the old scripture that goes, when I was a child, I did these childish things and whatnot. But when I became a man, I put childish things behind me. And that's, I think, a part of it, as well. But it's really, really important to maintain that innocence, to not allow your child to come into contact with certain things. And that's what I'm all about. Thanks.